Hello everyone, we're Team BioHazard. This is Jordan, my name's Kevin, this is Jacob, Nelson, Vicente, and Nick. And our problem is upper body impairments like broken arms and stuff like that, and what we can do to help people with those disabilities be able to have a better life. And Nelson will be able to name some of those problems.
Some problems are such as broken bones, missing body parts, and joints that aren't working properly, and muscles that are also not working properly are some of the most common ones that you see.
And a solution to some of those problems would be BioHazard UEIS, or upper extremity impairment solution. And what we decided to use was prosthetics and robot mechanics like arms and legs. And one of those advantages of using that is it's small, it's simple, and yet really easy to use. And it can be durable, so under certain conditions it would still work fine and you could still use it no matter what. But some disadvantages to that is it might have battery power and you might need to electrically charge it in some certain conditions and hours. So a person who has a mechanical arm might need to charge it in an hour or so every day, or probably every 24 hours. And it might be very uncomfortable or heavy to use. So if someone needs to go get a drink of water, it might be really hard for them to move and get in that position to grab the bottle and then drink it. And so people are still trying to focus on those problems and try and get it out of the way and have a person have a better life with that mechanical arm and device.
And so some of the things in the robot arms that we're working on, like different sensors they would use, like rotation sensors here, and those would be able, so you know if you have a robotic arm, so if you would have rotation sensors, so if your arm was robotic, you'd be able to make sure you know how much it's moving. So if we're going for a cup, it wouldn't like knock the cup over. It would like go the right distance needed. And another thing we had was the possible use of a GPS in the arm, but that would be more like an extra thing. So if someone needed to find their way around or they didn't know where they were, they could do that. And another feature that we thought could be in it this would be more for someone who had a seeing impairment, but the use of laser rangefinders or something like an ultrasonic sensor. So you would be able to know how far away you are from something, so you wouldn't be like knock into a wall or something. So you know where stuff is and you'd be able to navigate around that. And for the grabber claw that would be on the robot, we had some other ideas for things that could be on it, like a thermal sensor. That way they know if they're grabbing a cup of coffee, whether it's safe to grab, so they won't burn themselves trying to drink it. Or also whether like they might actually damage their robotic hand, like touching a stove that might be hot, but they can't really tell. And another thing that would be on it would be sensors on the inside of the grabber. So if they were trying to make an omelet, they could like grab an egg and they wouldn't crush it and they wouldn't have it, so if they tried to pick it up, it would just fall out. They could grab things like with the right amount of power.
And one other sensor that would be really interesting to use is smell sensor, such as a human nose, how it has hair inside, that when scent or certain gas comes inside the nose, those hair would attract the particles and grasp it onto the hair, and that's how you get to smell some certain senses, like when you're smelling food, that scent gets into your nose and the hair inside the nose gets stuck and you'll be able to smell it sometimes like for a certain amount of time. And we would like to put that on the hand or the arm, and so if someone has difficulty smelling or sensing certain like gases in the air, the arm would be able to have hair pores inside the arm. So when you're traveling like in a certain area and it has gas or scents inside the air, the gas particles in the air would get into the pores in the arm, and it would calculate like if that gas is harmful or not, and you'll be able to avoid that and not harm your body.
So another thing we had, let me just get on this side. So for another idea would be possibly having cameras on it. Like one thing that they're working on is something like this, a robotic arm system that's not directly attached to you. And they have cameras on it, so someone outside could be see what's going on, so they could assist you, and they could be able to tell if something's working or not. And also it could be used for other things, like say you have limited mobility and you're not able to see, say, around a corner, or you're not able to turn your head around. The cameras would be able to let you see around you like you normally would. And I think that's all. Last thing, some of our teammates, Jacob and Matt, they made a little display thing for some different sensors that would possibly be used, and Jordan can tell you guys a bit about those.
This is the sensors.
Yeah, like this one is touch sensor, like what might be in the claws, so you know if you bumped into something or how much pressure. And this one is like the ultrasonic, like we talked, or it could be like the laser rangefinder. Oh yeah, and heat sensor. Yeah, light sensor for the laser one. And there's like the heat sensor, so you'd be able to tell temperatures about different things. Yes, that's the sound sensor. And these are all different sensors that are used on our robots in the competition, and we use these in our display to help try to give a visual aid for the different sensors that would be used on our robot.